I, Raphael, am a talented artist whose work is pure and truthful. Through my works, I have challenged the way others view mannerism. As a result, I've been accused of plagiarism, which is blatantly fabricated. Much of my inspiration in my works is driven from my childhood. I grew up in a small Italian city called Urbino. Growing up, I had gained my knowledge about art and painting from my father, Giovanni Santi. My father was a court painter for the Duke. He was involved in the creation of many famous Renaissance artworks such as the Tirani Chapel altarpiece in San Domenico. I have gained much of my influence from him. At a very young age, I began an apprenticeship with the master Pietro Perugino and performed various workshops with him. Through my workshop, I have gained some of the best knowledge I have ever gained over the course of my lifetime. I began to mirror his techniques so well that it became increasingly harder to differentiate our works from one another. In my workshops, I was taught how to use oil varnish medium and how to contrast shadows against light. Similar to my father's style of art, I created my first famous work early in my career in 1504 titled Marriage of the Virgin. In this work, I embodied knowledge I learned from Perugino. I used oil on a wood canvas and included foreshortening perspectives in order to create depth. After creating The Marriage of the Virgin, I decided to move to Florence for the next 4 years. I wanted different scenery in which I could get new ideas from my new works. When living in Florence, however, I realized that everything that I had learned from Perugino had phased out of style. I knew I had to change my style in order to stay modern and relevant. In examining the works of Leonardo, I began to modify the style of my work. I added chiaroscuro in my work, which added more shadow and depth. The use of my new techniques are seen in Madonna in the Meadow. This work included more contrasting colors and obviously points out my new techniques of mannerism. Just 3 years after making Madonna in the Meadow, I returned to Rome and was commissioned to work as an architect for the Papal Apartments. Working alongside Michelangelo, I was the lead patron of art, which was an extremely important role that I took very seriously. In one of the rooms of the Papal Apartments, known as a Stanza della Signatura, my work is displayed on all 4 walls. The room is a private library in the Vatican Palace for the Pope. On these walls, my artwork is displayed with the ideas of theology, law, poetry, and philosophy. This is where my arguably most famous work, The School of Athens, was created. This work is composed of famous scholars and philosophers, so of course I had to include myself. During my time of work at the Papal Apartments, speculations of plagiarizing Michelangelo had begun to arise. Despite us working in the same building, I can assure you that my work is strictly my own. To be honest, Michelangelo were not friends working together. He became jealous that a young artist such as myself was given a veteran of the arts painting. Despite Michelangelo's hatred towards me, I have drawn much of my influence from him. I, Raphael, am a talented artist whose work is pure and truthful. Through my works, I have challenged the ways others view mannerism. As a result, I have been accused of plagiarism, which is blatantly fabricated. I feel as if Michelangelo accused me of plagiarism because I had a great relationship with the Pope and won more desirable commissions than Michelangelo. It is obvious that Michelangelo was jealous of my successes, and because of this, he felt that he had to accuse me of plagiarism. Over the course of my lifetime as an artist, I have redefined and rearranged the way others view mannerism. I have improved my artistic style greatly and have showcased many different aspects of my talents. Despite being accused of plagiarism by one of my colleagues, I have created a profound effect that is indisputable.